Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F123 My Team career mode. When we left off, Lewis Hamilton announced his retirement for the end of the season. So from the end of season 1 onwards, Lewis Hamilton will no longer be on the grid. That could trigger some interesting driver transfers and I'm very keen to see how that all unfolds. But for now, we're here at the Belgian Grand Prix, round 9 of this My Team Career Mode campaign on this first season. And guys, we have had 5 points finishes in a row here. So I am going to try and make it 6. We've also got a sprint race ahead of us as well, so I'm pretty confident about this weekend, especially given the momentum we have. And I am hopeful that we can do well here. Spa is my favourite circuit on the calendar, so the fact that we have a sprint race here as well, I'm excited for it. Right, Q1. What's our first lap saying? It looks like we're going to be nicely in the top 10. In fact, P3. Wow, that is a quick lap. That is a very quick lap. Right, Q2. And I do have a car right behind me. I'm trying to ignore him, but he's getting a great tow from me as we head round Blanchimont. But he might get just a little bit blocked in behind me as we head into the bus stop. Round the first part, clipping the second apex nicely. Hit the throttle, down the straight, and this should get us into Q3. And it does get us into Q3, and I peel over to the right to get out the way. And in Q3 in the end, I elected not to set a lap, but to save tyres. This is due to the fact that there are changeable conditions forecast all through the race weekend, so wanted to make sure that I had enough tyres to combat that.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Gasly, Sparkles, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Tsunoda, Ocon, Bottas, Albon, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Joe, Fittipaldi, Sargent, Fittipaldi. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. The last few races have been a bit rough for them, unable to get a clean run. That's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
Certainly confidence is an important factor. And every time you're involved in an incident, it's not just the car you damage, but that confidence as well. But all the top racing drivers are able to tune that out when the race gets underway and focus on the job at hand.
Right, on the grid, getting ready for this sprint race. It's lights out and away we go here, and Charles Leclerc gets away well. Sainz will tuck in behind, and I think George Russell in third, also tucking in behind the two Ferraris. Carlos Sainz, however, is wanting a go on this first lap. They are side by side, getting ready to head into Eau Rouge. Is Sainz going to have a look around the outside? Yes, he is. They're side by side through Eau Rouge. Oh my goodness me, that's scary to see two cars go side by side there. But Sainz just having to slot in behind Leclerc, not able to make anything of it. I think Sainz just backed out and accepted that one. Well, we're on board with Fernando Alonso though, as the two Mercedes are going wheel to wheel. But nothing in doing in that. Hamilton third. Right, time to switch over to our POV then. It's lights out and away we go for us. We've got a really good launch. I'm going to try and go around the outside of Gasly, but I'm a little bit blocked by Verstappen. I try to go through the middle. Oh, Gasly going in tight and coming across there. And I had to take avoiding action. I think I went into Piastri there as I tried avoiding Gasly. But we're in P9, so we have gained a position on Pierre Gasly. And I did want to look at Max Verstappen, but we're not going to get it right now. But up the hill, we're in P9. Let's see what further we can do. And of course, we've seen the racing that's going on ahead. The two Mercedes were having a look at each other there, and I'm just getting closer because where the other cars are racing, it's starting to back up other drivers. And a look at Verstappen definitely looks like it might be on, especially if we can do it in the early stage of this sprint. But for now, I am relatively content to sit behind the Red Bull. Right, lap 2. And again, still in P9, but I'm going to take a look up the inside of La Source because Verstappen's backed up. And we're going to get past the championship leader. We have overtaken the championship leader. It is P8 for us. And now we're going to set after Sergio Perez. And I bet a good run up through Eau Rouge might set that up for us. We are now getting right into his slipstream. And are we going to be able to have a look at Perez? He goes to cover. I'm going to take the other side. And we go round the outside of Sergio Perez. And that is P7 for us. Another position gained up into the top 7 now. Who's next? Are we able to take Lando Norris? I think we're going to struggle keeping these Red Bulls behind though, because they are so much faster than what our car is. And in fact, that's not going to help, going a little bit deep there. And Verstappen is getting ready to have a look round the outside. And he is having a look round the outside. It'll switch to the inside here. A little bit of a touch, but with the momentum, we are able to carry the speed, carry on, and we keep the position. However, Verstappen might have a little go at us through Blanchimont. Where is he? He's right there. Is he going to take a look up the inside? Not right now. He's fending off Sergio Perez too, so Verstappen kept a little busy by his teammate. Is he going to have a look up the inside as we head into the bus stop? Answer, yes he is. He's going to dive up the inside. And I'm going to try and hold him around the outside, switch to the inside here, and Verstappen's got the better exit, and Verstappen has the position. Right, here are the two Ferraris now. Carlos Sainz going down the inside of Charles Leclerc, trying to get the lead of this sprint race. They go side by side round Le Combe, and Carlos Sainz has taken the lead from his Ferrari teammate. So Leclerc losing out there, as now we're back on the rear of Max Verstappen. Max goes in tight into La Source, and we are right behind him. In fact, we're so right behind him, we're giving him a little love tap, helping him round the corner. But now we're going to have a great slipstream here. We're going to have overtake, and we are going to have DRS. But I'm going to use it once we get up to the top of the hill, which we're at now. Down the left of Max Verstappen, we've got just about a car width of space we can use, and we elect to use it, and we have got back past Verstappen and back into P7. Extraordinary scenes here at Spa in this sprint race as we move up to 7th for now, coming into Blanchimont. Verstappen wants that place back, and Verstappen banging wheels. He has taken that place back, but now I'm going to try and go for the outside of the bus stop. Is there a way through there? No, there isn't. We've made contact. Both of us go deep. And Perez just says, thank you very much, boys. You two scrap amongst yourselves. I am taking that position. But I am not done with Max Verstappen yet as we head into La Source. Once again, a bit of braking later. And Max diving out of my way. And we retake P8. We have been fighting with Max Verstappen all through this sprint race so far. And you know what? It's paying off because we are up into P8. Next up is Sergio Perez, but he's got a bit down the road now, and we're going to have to try once again to cover off Max Verstappen, who at this stage of the race just seems very, very quick. And as we head towards the end of the lap, oh, that's way too tight in there, and we've gone deep. And as we go into Stavelot, Verstappen taking the place after we made a little mistake, but I'm now going to drain the battery towards the end of the lap and try and have a go into the bus stop. Getting very close round Blanchimont. Switching to the outside, Verstappen following our line there, and I got caught out. I brake late, and oh dear. We have just gone way too deep, and I'm going to scamper across the chicane, and that is many places lost there. That's a huge mistake by myself, and as a result, we have lost a handful of places, but I would like to take the place back on Esteban Ocon. So first things first, let's have a look at the Alpine driver as we head out of La Source. This is the run I want to have. I want to have a good run here and have a go at maybe taking him down the Kemmel Straight if we can and retaking that P12. We're right in his slipstream now. We're going to go down the inside, and Ocon not really fighting that one too hard, and we retake the position. I am kicking myself for that mistake though, because we still could have had a fight with Verstappen there if I didn't get too eager, and, well, we blew it for ourselves there. Meanwhile, here comes Charles Leclerc back on Carlos Sainz in the final lap of this sprint race. Leclerc deciding he wants the sprint race win, and he has got back into the lead of the sprint. So for us, it's going to be P12. We have lost a couple of places off of our sprint grid position, but we're still in a good position for the race. Opportunities can come our way, so I'm choosing to stay positive here. Charles Leclerc has won the sprint race, but we're going to cross the line and finish P12. Not quite the finish we would have wanted to have to the sprint race, but it's the one we've got. Leclerc then finally winning something this season as he wins the sprint race in Spa and gets the driver of the day, sorry, not the fastest lap. I actually wonder who did get the fastest lap in the sprint. Does it show us? I mean, the point doesn't count, so I don't think it would, but I'm very interested to see who the fastest lap was. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm kicking myself a little bit for that mistake, because I feel like we could have been a bit higher up on the grid for the main event. But there you have it, Leclerc winning the sprint race, Sainz getting second, then it's Hamilton and Russell third and fourth, Alonso getting fifth, Norris sixth, and Perez and Verstappen 7th and 8th. So a relatively low finish to the sprint for Red Bull. But fortunately for them, you don't lose as many points in the sprint as you actually would in the feature race. So Verstappen's championship lead won't take too much of a knock from this. Which is unfortunate to any one of those like Lewis Hamilton, who was looking at catching up. So it's very much status quo as we head into the Belgian Grand Prix.
Welcome then, as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps is a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 rights and 10 lefts, giving us a grand total of 19 corners. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in the conditions, we're not going to be seeing anything like that today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Verstappen, Gasly, Stroll, Sparkles, Ocon, Albon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Norris, Magnussen, Sargent, Fittipaldi, Oscar Piastri, Joe, De Vries, Joe. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once more by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Sparkles. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Right, here we go then. The Belgian Grand Prix is underway. Leclerc gets away well. Sainz not too great off the start, and Leclerc leads into La Source, followed by what I think is Lewis Hamilton. Carlos Sainz around his outside. Is Sainz going to be able to make anything there? Not at the moment, but he's still side by side. And yes, Sainz gets the better exit and moves up into P2. Hamilton is third, Russell fourth, Alonso, Perez and Verstappen following closely behind as we ride on board with myself there, rounding out the top 10. Let's see how I manage to hold position. We did actually gain a couple of places on the grid due to penalties. but it's lights out and away we go for us, and we didn't make a great start here in the damp conditions of Spa. As down the inside, Esteban Ocon is looking, and is this going to be a repeat of the sprint? Yes, it is, with Ocon going in tight and then going deep, and I nearly go into Albon as a result, but I've held on to P10 as we head up Eau Rouge for the first time. It is very damp, it is very slippy, and Eau Rouge in these conditions is very scary. But we hold on to P10 as I start chasing after Lance Stroll. Pierre Gasly is in P8 ahead of us as well, so I'm interested in having a go at Gasly too if we have the opportunity. Intermediates, the order of the day then on this wet track as we try and keep up with the battles in front of us. And as we head to the end of lap 1, I go a bit deep into Blanchimont. Stroll is a few tenths ahead now, so am I going to be able to catch that while he's backed up? Yes, I am. In fact, I nearly go into him. Alex Albon is keeping me very honest as well. Leclerc leading the way, predictably setting the fastest lap as he leads the way. Lap 2 then, are we going to be able to take advantage of Stroll when they're backed up? Yes, we are. Down the inside, and Stroll not even bothering to fight that one. That was a relatively easy move for us as we head into the top 9 and have a look at Pierre Gasly, and we're going to go down the inside of Gasly, heading down the Kemmel Straight into Les Combes. Are we going to get the position? Yes, we are, but no! We've gone too deep and we've just skidded straight off the circuit, and we go across the chicane and we've lost the place to Gasly as a result. Just got too eager on the brakes there, too late on the brakes, and it just, yeah, we skidded straight across. But I'm going to try and stay with Gasly to see if we can pass him back. It's early in the race and there's still a long way to go yet, and anything can happen. But I would have rather not skidded off and we'd taken Pierre Gasly, but I'm staying with him for now. But the one thing to look out for now is that the rain is going to be stopping and the track is going to be drying out, and that is also not the line to take round the left-hander as we go deep and lose a bit of time. Meanwhile, we're now watching Carlos Sainz, who is going for the lead on his Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc. He's going down the inside of Leclerc. Has he got the move done? I think he has. He's going to have the inside for the right-hander here, which he does. So Carlos Sainz is now leading the way in this Belgian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is behind him in second, and then the two Mercedes waiting in the wings in case anything comes of that scrap. But we're now on to lap 9. The track is starting to dry, but my tyres are starting to scream at me. So we're starting to lose the tyre grip as well, and I'm conflicted. Like, what do I do? Do I pit in or do I stay out? And I'm just thinking, if I can stay out a lap or two longer, then we might be able to pit in at the right time, and that's exactly what we did. And on lap 11, our tyres, having had a look, are at 83%. These tyres are about to go bang unless I pit, so I'm thinking it is drying up. It is looking like the crossover point, and as Albon tries to go around my outside, I pit in anyway because I'm pitting in for medium tyres, which I intend to take until the end of the Grand Prix. Into the pit lane we go then, and into our pit box. Hopefully we'll get a nice smooth stop, and we do. 2.5 seconds, and we get out just in front of Esteban Ocon, who has decided to take on intermediate. So, was this the wrong call? I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to give it a go anyway. The track's still looking slightly damp, but given how much grip I had through Eau Rouge, I don't think it makes that much of a difference whether you're on the slick or enters at this stage, but I think it is just about slick ready, and the proof being how much we've caught Sergeant Hulkenberg and co, who are all into the pits, and we stay out. Ocon as well staying out on intermediates, and I think that's only going to do him more harm than good. Teammate is in the pit, so Iwasa also electing to pit, and I'd assume he'd be taking on slicks too. Gasly's taken on the medium tyre ahead of us. Stroll behind us on the medium tyre, so that proves to me that we've made the right decision in what we've gone with, and I'm now trying to shake off Ocon, which I think I have. So Ocon also starting to realise that maybe the slick isn't the tyre to stay on. And also staying out is Charles Leclerc. Ferrari strategy at it again. Carlos Sainz pits in and takes on the medium tyre. So, Leclerc, I don't know what you're doing, but that's going to lose him time. He was P2 before the change to slicks, and he now moves down to P4 behind Sergio Perez and George Russell. Hamilton also stayed out. It's dropped into P5. So the current order is Sainz, Russell, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Verstappen, Albon and Gasly, but Albon now pits in, which means Gasly and myself will move up into 8th and 9th, and Esteban Ocon pits in, so I'm not sure who's going to end up in P10. I think it's going to be Lance Stroll and Lando Norris setting the fastest lap of the race. So the slicks are definitely the way to go, but what isn't the way to go is Zhou. Nice bit of poetry there, but unfortunately he is out of the race. His engine has decided to give up the ghost on him. That's bad luck. But now we're watching a battle between Piastri and Magnussen, because it's one of the only battles that are actually happening now. No one else seems to really be fighting each other. It's these two at this stage, and this is a battle for P15. So the hardest battle on the track at the moment is for 15th, as we watch Piastri trying to line up Kevin Magnussen, potentially to have a go on the Kemmel Straight. Is he going to have a look into Eau Rouge? I don't think he's quite close enough to have a look into Eau Rouge, but he's getting very close now, and I think he is going to take a dive up the inside when he gets to the end of the Kemmel Straight. Here we go, then here comes Oscar Piastri. Magnussen goes defensive, so Piastri isn't going to go to the inside. He's going to stay left, and he's going to get the move done before the braking area. So Oscar Piastri moving up into P15, and now we watch Lando Norris going after the final point from Lance Stroll. Here comes Lando Norris down the inside and up into P10. Stroll trying to fight him around the outside though. Stroll really trying to fight him, but I think he's just going to have to accept that one's gone. And Lando Norris taking the position. But for us, we had nothing else happen in that race. We didn't really keep up with Gasly, but we didn't really lose that much time either. We just kept the gap at a stable gap to him. So we kept it at about 3.5 seconds. But winning the race was Carlos Sainz for Ferrari. So a great day for Sainz, as everybody argues over fastest lap on the last lap. But for us, it was a very uneventful drive from the moment we pitted in, and it's going to be P9. It is going to be a 6 consecutive points finish in a row. We are just racking them up. And Lando Norris will take 10th, but for us, 2 points and P9.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader...
Well, there you have it then. There are the weekend results. Carlos Sainz winning the Belgian Grand Prix with George Russell getting second. It was Perez third in the end. with Charles Leclerc in 4th, Hamilton was 5th, then it was Alonso, then it was Verstappen, Gasly, myself and Norris rounding out the top 10.
Time to see how things are shaping up in the constructors.
I'm happy to take the points, but I wish I'd had a couple of attempts extra pace during that race to have kept after Gasly, because who knows, we could have gained a couple more points on him. But it is what it is. I'm pretty proud of what was a solid drive, even if it was a little uneventful. It was still a solid drive, and I read the conditions perfectly by pitting in on lap 11 for the slick tyre. That was the right time to come in, and Verstappen taking the fastest lap. So all in all, a race full of positives, even if it wasn't the most entertaining for us. And Verstappen's championship lead has cut down now, because don't forget, Verstappen didn't finish too highly in that race, but neither did Lewis Hamilton, and I think he'll feel slightly robbed of going after more points when he didn't pit in when everybody else was taking slicks. So I think Lewis may be regretting that, but the gap's still coming down to 18 points, so it's definitely starting to get to close up just a little bit. Perez is sat in 3rd, 37 points off, and then it's Russell and Leclerc rounding out the top 5. I'm still sitting pretty in P9 with 25 points overall and 6 points finishes in a row. So I'm really chuffed with that. It is good, consistent momentum that we've built up, and we're still 7th in the Constructors' standings. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. But until the next time, I've been Joe. Thank you for watching. TTFN, guys. Ta-ta for now. Take care.